So I am so mad right now. Why? Because I have some overthinking problems. Overthinking. You know what I mean? And also obsessive compulsive thoughts. And I have been wanting to go to therapy to finally heal it. Or even if I do not heal it like 100%, just to reduce the effect of it on me. I'm sorry if I'm making mistakes in English because it's been a long time since I didn't use English properly, and also it's been a long time since I didn't review the grammar rules of English. So, because English is not my first mother tongue, it's my third language, because my first language is Kazakh, second language is Russian, because these are the languages that I have been raised with. So yesterday, why I am mad? I paid money for Upwork. I don't know if you know about Upwork application or not. It's for finding jobs, work. Currently, I am unemployed. It's been a long time since I was unemployed. Like, I finished my college, and I finished it in 2020, I guess, when it was coronavirus time. And after that, I was sitting at home for like 1-2 years. Why? Because it was coronavirus time and everyone was sitting at home for 1-2 years. And only then they went outside and started finding job or just returning to their usual work. For 1-2 years, I was learning English, like I said before. So then after learning English, I tried to find some jobs. I found some jobs, I worked, but now I am again unemployed. So I want to say this. I've been looking for jobs and I've been thinking about finding at least one remote job. So I found Upwork application because I used to know this application and I wanted to join, but I was scared of feeling the feeling about if I had any experience working before. So yeah, so every time when I was feeling the information about myself, I was a little bit scared because they ask a lot of questions. If you live in US or in any other Western countries, you know it. So they ask about your name, your surname, your phone number, your email, if you have experience, your resume, CV, what kind of university or college degrees you have. For example, I have associate degrees because I graduated from college, not from university. So yeah, so feeling all this at some point scared me, and I don't know why. Also, especially the part about resume, CV scared me a lot. So I put off applying for feeling those places, lines on Upwork, and I guess click on the star sign on my laptop, which is just saving this website so that I can return back to it at any time soon, or just anytime, maybe in 1 year, maybe in 2 years, maybe 6 months, 5 months, maybe weeks, minutes, hours, I don't know. So I just saved it by clicking to the star on my laptop, and then I guess I deleted it from that place. I don't know how to translate that place, and it would be zakladki in Russian. So then only yesterday, before yesterday, I just opened Upwork and filled all the lines, and after that I needed to pay money, and I was thinking, should I pay money for Upwork or should I use that money for other things that I really need to? Because there are a lot of things that I need, you know. So I could have used those money for other stuff, like buying suitcase, a small suitcase, not big one, because big one costs expensive, too much, and the small one costs less, and also I will not pay money for small one. If I fly to other countries outside of my country, I am in Kazakhstan now. So I am 25 years old. I recently turned 25. So yeah. So I was just thinking about if I need to use this money for suitcase, you know, like a hand luggage, because hand luggage is less expensive than paying the money for the suitcase, I mean. And buying the suitcase costs like too much. I don't know, maybe it's not too much for you, but for me that's too much in my situation, because I said that I'm unemployed and I'm only getting the pension from the government because I'm sick with type 1 diabetes. So buying suitcase is expensive, so I would buy small suitcase, which is hand luggage, and pay nothing when I am flying, because if I have suitcase, I will have to pay money for the suitcase, and it costs a lot for me again. So that's why I just, you know, I really count my budget. So if everything is budget safe, then that would be great for me. So yeah, so I was thinking like this: should I buy should I use this money for other stuff that I need to, or should I use this money for finding a job? And I decided to use that money for finding job, because if I find job, then I'm gonna get money, you know, and my money, like pension, and also my like salary from the job. When I calculate them together, I'm gonna have more money than I had before. I used to have money, but it was like the pension. Yes. So if I calculate both of this money, then I'm gonna my money is gonna increase, you know. So I will have more money. That's what I thought, and that's why I used Upwork application. And then when I used the Upwork application, I started applying for jobs, writing cover letter, and after that some proposals, some like came into my how to say, I received messages. Some proposals came to me, you know, into my message list or something like that. So I got one message right away, and then the next day, today, I got the second message. Yesterday I got one message, today I got one message, so overall I got two messages, and both of them were scams. Yesterday I talked to one scammer, and they told me they would pay $1,600 for retyping the document that has 50 pages about hospital and blah blah blah, and about coronavirus. Yes, that would really like cost $1,600, and they would pay it within 3 days. And I said, I think I can finish that, because they asked me, do you agree and understand? And I said, oh my god, that's rude, you know, like nobody would ask like this. Okay, so I said, yes, I agree. And also they said that stop just biting for other jobs, you know, because we need a real focus on this project. So now I was like, that's weird again, like why would you do say like that? Because, you know, that's none of your business if I apply for other jobs or not. So they talked to me on Telegram, which is again a scam, because usually real workplaces do not talk on Telegram or WhatsApp. It's only scammers who do. So I was like, okay, and then later, like when I finished 5 pages, even 8 pages, I thought maybe that's a scammer. So yesterday, my whole day was like that. A girl who was looking for a job and just wasting time. So yeah, before I also wasted some time talking to scammers, but it wasn't Russian. And it was a Russian woman or Ukrainian woman, something like that. But now I'm wasting my time speaking in English. It's like really great that I understand what they say, and it's really helping me to learn English. But on the other hand, it's wasting my time. And if I already know English and understand what they say, why would I talk to them? And even if I improve my English, I need to talk to normal people to improve my English, not with scammers. So yes, so in the end I just blocked, because normal people wouldn't talk on Telegram and WhatsApp. So now when I am using this Upwork application and I said return my $15 back, they said you paid $15 for connections. Like for sending your resume CV to other people. You didn't pay it for membership. Your membership is free. It's basic. There are 2 memberships. One is basic, second is plus. And if you get the plus one, you have to pay almost $20. $19.99 per month. Each month until you cancel your membership. If you don't want to pay $19.99 the next month, you have to go to that membership and then just cancel, and after that you will not pay money every month. So after that you will not be able to send your resume CV to other jobs. 2 jobs. Oh my god, why I say other jobs? There are so many, like, I don't know, so many words that I use that I actually shouldn't use. So yes, I think it's because I just watch a lot of videos in English, and those girls and men and guys all the time use those words, and it just really changed my mindset, my thoughts, the way I think, and yeah, everything, even my identity. So that's why I think that I started speaking like this, like them, like this. Yeah, the way that I am speaking like this is because I'm speaking like them without realizing that, because I'm used to watching those videos and I don't really like it. So now I'm trying to speak like myself. So yes, so see, you pay for membership and also you pay for connections when you use Upwork application. I just don't understand. I am not judging and criticizing Upwork application, but I think that it's really unfair. Why? Because some people don't even have $20. It's too much for them. Yeah, I'm not a homeless person not to have $20. I have it, but sometimes I don't have, even if I am not homeless, because in my country $20 is a lot of money, actually, in Central Asia. I'm not living in US. Even in US, $20 would be really, really difficult to make it. Some people even die to make $20, and that's true. So I wouldn't pay for membership $20 and also $15 for connections. Like, yes, like, I don't know, like 30 something dollars just for nothing. I don't want it. Either you have to pay only for membership and then just start applying for jobs and then find one remote job or offline job. That's all. In my case, remote job. But in other cases, like, yeah, I have to collect my thoughts again. Anyways, yes, that's all. But there shouldn't be any connections. It's unfair. That's how they are making money. And I don't like this type of applications. So I paid only for connections yesterday, and after that I also saw that I have to pay for membership, and I was like, so if I pay for membership, then a lot of companies will see my resume CV right away and respond to me. But if I do not follow the membership. I'm gonna only use basic free membership, and in this case companies will not see my resume CV. For them to see, I have to pay money for membership. It's like weird. Why? Because even if you pay money for membership or don't pay, companies will see your resume CV, right? But sometimes I think it's because like really, like some owners see only people who pay for membership, and they just see it, and they just those clients will be able to, those people will find job right away. But those ones who didn't pay, it's like weird, you know. Even if you pay or not, you just have to stand out by your cover letter and CV, I guess. I think that it's like a scam or something like that. So these type of applications are really weird. So if I pay money, they would see my resume, CV, and I would get a job. If I don't pay money, then I wouldn't get a job. So for now, I only paid for connects, and I'm sending my resume, CV, finding job and sending, but they're not replying because I didn't pay money for membership. If I did pay, they would have seen my resume. But let's say there is one girl who is really talented and she doesn't have money to pay for membership, you know, and she doesn't have money to pay for membership, you know, but she really stands out, and she sends all the resume CVs to those jobs by getting connects, and the employees do not notice her just because she didn't pay money for membership. You know, they notice others who do not stand out, and they will provide the job to them. And she is still like applying for jobs, but nobody will notice her, or only scammers notice her. That's all. And she is wasting time by talking with scammers and analyzing them, even if they are scammers or not. Because when you talk to scammers, you don't know if they are. Yesterday I talked to scammers and I really believed that they would pay me $160. But later I realized maybe they are not scammers. I was even happy that I would get $160, because I mean $1,600. I was really happy for that. Why? Because I need money in my situation right now, because I want to travel, and I need to buy some reservoir for medicine, because I'm sick with diabetes and I have an insulin pump like this. And I have to like get a new insulin pump someday. And it costs expensive. All these things just really confuse me, bother me. So I want to say, that's not good. It really bothers me. You just do not pay money, and you do not get noticed by employers, I mean. Why would I use Upwork? Then I can just use other applications. For example, Headhunter is really great, but I think it only works in my own country. And you do not pay any money for Headhunter. You just apply your resume, CV, and they say yes, we accept it, or no, you do not match. Instead of paying money for membership, for paying money for connects, and then employers notice you if you paid money. But if you didn't pay, they do not notice, but you still keep sending and also wasting your time by talking to scammers who reached out to you right away after you sent your cover letter to them. That's really weird. And I was writing cover letter yesterday like several times with ChatGPT. That's really weird. You don't have to use them, you just have to use some applications like a headhunter for free. Send your resume, CV, and wait for the answer. If they say yes, we just work with you, they work. If they say no, we cannot because you don't have experience or this and that, yeah, unfortunately you will not get a job. So in my case, there was another problem in summertime in 2025, the last year. I just applied, I mean, not in summertime, it was in springtime, I guess. I applied for a job as a person like who works with tourists that come to my country in a big city, ALMEATY. So they didn't accept me even if I knew English. They actually could have accepted me, but they didn't. Why? Because they said you don't have experience, and also you know about your own country. You studied abroad, right? And I said I didn't study abroad, because they thought that I studied abroad actually, but I didn't study abroad. And also I talked to foreigners and they also said, yes, we understand you want to find job, yes, they speak like that, but it's not interesting for you. Like, they didn't say like that, but that's what they thought. I assume that's what they thought, though my assumption maybe is not true, but I know what kind of thoughts local people think here as soon as you know English, because not many people know English, and the ones who know, they just study abroad or studied abroad and came to their own country and then just went back again, or stayed. But staying here is really difficult. So even for me it's really difficult. So the young people who really know English, it's really difficult for them. So yeah, for me it's even worse because I do not want to speak Russian or Kazakh. I want to speak English, that's all. So yeah, and so they ask those type of questions. That's really like weird questions, and they assume that, oh, she talked to good foreigners, and it's not interesting for her to talk to those type of foreigners now. It's great that she knows English, she learns English, but it's not really interesting to talk to those foreigners now. She studied abroad, or who does she think she is if she didn't study abroad? If you studied abroad, we can accept you and show us your diploma, something like that. If you didn't study abroad and also you don't have experience, then you just know English, but we cannot just accept you. Like, though they just could have, and I would have just like had some experience by now, and have gotten my salary each month. But I don't know why they just disapproved me. Maybe that's jealousy because they don't know English and I know, and I'm young. So as soon as I know English, I can get married to a foreigner, or also I can just make money. And my English is so great. I can just, like, even if I do not have experience, they could have just let me, but that was like really rigid and rude, very, very strict, Like, there is no opportunity to grow for young people in our country. Even if they know English, they start learning English, they put into effort, and then they just, after spending of years of learning English, they just want to find some jobs. I actually can find event organizing jobs because that's my diploma. I finished college in this city, which is small, which is located in the west side in my country. It's a very small college, and Yeah. So at the time I didn't know English, that's why it didn't seem small, but it did seem weird. People were weird, ignorant, patronizing, doesn't know English, something like that. And after I learned English, I applied for university, and universities told me to go to my college and then just send documents from them. So your college director should send all the documents, they said, because I applied for American universities. And when I went there, they didn't want to send it. They made me go to that college back and forth millions of times, which is again rude. And they didn't believe that I learned English. And also they were just telling me, do not shout when I was shouting, and I was like, because I'm angry. I mean, not because I'm shouting, because I am angry, because that person is making me angry. That's why I'm shouting, and they didn't even pay attention to my emotions and feelings. They just like, if you shout, you are the one who is wrong. They were putting blame on me, which is unfair towards me. And also I have type 1 diabetes. Since 5 years old I was in ICU, which is intensive care coma, and I was about to die there without my parents. I was in intensive care without my parents, only with nurses in my country when I was 5 years old. And at the time my parents lived in village. That's not good. I just don't understand that. Why? Because like, it's unfair, for a small girl like me. All that is too much and kind of piled up and layered. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I've been wanting to go to therapist and say all these problems to that therapist in English. I'm looking for a therapist who speaks English. And local people doesn't want me to know English and me to say all those problems, all those shit to foreigners or to a foreigner therapist. It's like they don't want the justice for me, and they just feel like they are accused. You see their mindset? They think they are accused. Instead of working on them, growing, changing their mindset, learning English, or even if they do not learn English, they just have to be emotionally intelligent, emotionally aware, emotionally smart. But they are not being like that, which is worse. And yeah, that's why they do what they do. Even when one foreigner just looked at me, they reacted in the worst ever way in the ALME-ATY internal flight airport. It's weird. I was sitting in internal flight and there were some foreigners, and if only you could see how those local people reacted to how I non-verbally connected with a black guy, and how that black guy looked at me, and what kind of reaction that black guy got, and what kind of reaction other locals got. And also some foreigners are really like Kazakized, localized, and they just wanted to put me down too. I am not criticizing and judging my country right now. I am not saying that this is the worst country and you shouldn't come here, never, but I am saying the situation that happened to me in an internal airport of ALME-ATY, internal flight section. It wasn't international flight section, international airport. It was internal flight section. And yeah, there were local people, there were foreigners, and that's weird. Even one woman from Shymkent looked at me like, something like this, just because I non-verbally connected with the black guy, she thought that she could non-verbally connect with me too. But bro, connecting with a foreigner who is in my country non-verbally in his language, which is English, and connecting with a local person who doesn't know English, listen to me, who only knows the local language, which is Kazakh, or the second local language, because Kazakhstan has two official local languages, Kazakh and Russian. Connecting in the second local languages, which is Russian, it's completely different. It's completely different. It's not what you think. You don't know English, so you don't understand. Even if you know English, you would have returned back, because it's really difficult for you to, to be like that among foreigners, especially in your own country, even abroad. There is no easy place. As soon as you know English, as soon as you're pretty and young, there is no way. All the men, especially the Chinese guy who was immature, was controlling me, manipulating me, being hot and cold, gaslighting me. He was using all these things in that internal section airport of my own country. There was no respect towards me as a local person from a foreigner who is in my country. Because if I go abroad, I would respect and try to know their culture. But that Chinese just didn't respect me. Even if he was in another country and talking to the local people of that country, which is my country, that's not unfair. Fair. It's unfair. And I hope these type of things are gonna stop someday. Men have to work on themselves. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Be emotionally intelligent. At least try to be emotionally intelligent. All the foreigners who came to my country, they know how unfair this country is. How police do not work well, do not protect their own citizens. They know it. That's why they use their power against a single independent young woman. And that young woman, if she is vulnerable, if she doesn't know how foreigners think about her own country, doesn't know English, she's gonna get trapped. And she's gonna get traumatized as hell. I'm telling it. That's the truth. But if she knows English just like me, she's independent, she knows everything, she's trying for the better life, she's not gonna get trapped. But she has type 1 diabetes, and that's why that's the only one vulnerability for her. But that also a power that also helps her to get out of her own situation, because she needs to have money or supportive parents who really help her. Financially, morally help her. But parents in my country do not do like that. They are emotionally unintelligent. They do not help. They do not financially help. Say, okay, this is the money, this is the asset, and you have to improve your language. You have to put in the effort to make something great for your own future. And I am really supporting you on this journey. If you need money, just tell me, or something like that. They do not say like that. They do not help financially. If I had parents like that, I would have been financially stable, and I would have applied for millions of visas already, and I would have gotten one visa and went to live to Europe or to US. But I am not, because I don't have money to apply for US visa or to Europe visa every time. because my parents do not have money. They do not support and cannot. They work as like at normal places, usual places, you know. And again, I'm not criticizing or judging them. I'm just saying the truth. My mom used to be a teacher in village, and after she came to this city, she became the assistant of the teacher. And after that, she is getting the pension because she is retired, and also she is working at supermarket, I mean the big supermarket, and she just stands 12 hours a day and then just gives some food to other people. That's the job she has. But some people even has worse jobs than her, so she doesn't have to complain, I guess. My situation is even worse than hers. I'm getting pension for government. After 19 years, I got indefinite help. After 19 years, because they didn't give me indefinite help right away. After like 5 years or 6 years or 1 year, or right away as soon as I got sick, they could have given, they should have, and they would have. But they didn't. Which was the huge problem in my life. The biggest ever problem in my life, you know. That was, and nobody understands that, just I understand myself. I am looking for people who can really help me, financially. I'm not looking for scammers to scam me more, but I'm looking for people who can just financially help me. If you want to help me financially, if you understand me, if you can sponsor me as a normal person who is reliable, who really wishes me the best, who really helps me because they maybe used to be in the same situation like me, or they just want to support me because they wish me best, not worst, not using me and leaving me, then let me know in the comments. And also just be normal. That's all, because I have gone through shit and I couldn't return my connects, the $15 that I paid for connects, because they said if you paid for membership, we can return, because membership is next month. You pay for $15 or you cancel your membership as soon as you don't want to pay, and we return money back. But yes, but if you paid for connects, which is sending cover letters to jobs, it's just for sending cover letters for jobs, and no matter what the outcome is, even if you get this offer or not, we cannot return that. So I was like, okay. And that's the Upwork is an American application, and it's full of scam, and it's just things about getting more money from people, and I'm so upset and dissatisfied with this app. And I suggest other people not to use this application. Rather than using this application, you better use Headhunter or some other applications for free, you know, like applications that don't require you to pay money. Just go and free applications where you can upload your resume and then just wait for their answer. That's all. I do like that. I wait for their answer. I waited before. I talked to the director, to employer, and they didn't accept me for the job, which is unfortunate. But sometimes they do accept me, so I just go and work. But sometimes I just, even if they want to talk to me and then just decide if they can accept me to work at that workplace or not, I just do not talk to them. Why? Because I just see their message, but I do not reply. Why? Because I feel like I don't want to work at this workplace. So, and also it's not really great for me to work in my local country. In my country, yeah, not local. Yeah, I don't want to work in my country, so that's why I don't think that this offer can be good for me, you know. I want to go abroad, that's what I think. Everyone is living their life, and yeah, and I just want to just remove the bad energies from my life. Some people really give me bad energies or leave some imprint in my subconscious, you know. it's like in a mentally abusive way. You know, they just really play mentally, especially in my own country. Like, I didn't expect that type of thing from my own country, and that's why I always talk with people from US. But even from there were some people who are scammers, who really try to mentally trap you, manipulate you, gaslight you, use everything against you. And when I'm already sick, I wouldn't be able to handle that. That's why I don't want to connect with those type of people. I want to go to somewhere warm, somewhere good. Yeah, that's all.